everybody. Jerry Coleman here, along with Phil Rizzuto and Frank Messer, welcoming you to more New York Yankee baseball. We'll be on hand to bring you all the action in the second game of the doubleheader. The first one won by the Yankees and Mel Stottlemyre by a score of 5-1. And for Mel, his sixth win of the year. The loser in that ball game, Gary Peters, his record now is 2-5. So Stottlemyre moves ahead and Peters draws back just a little bit. Let's take a look at the starting lineups in this second ball game. For the White Sox, Charles Buddy Bradford will lead off and play left field. Luis Aparicio will be at shortstop and he'll bat second. Pete Ward will be at third base, hitting third. Playing first base and batting cleanup, Tommy McCraw. Ken Berry will be the center fielder, batting fifth. Wayne Causey will be at second base, hitting sixth. Bill Voss, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Doing the catching and batting eighth, Jerry McNertney, and Cisco Carlos will be pitching and he'll be batting ninth. For the New York Yankees, Horace Clarke will lead off and play second base. Roy White will be in left field, batting second. Mickey Mantle will be starting this second ball game, and he'll be playing first base. Joe Pepitone will bat cleanup and play center. Andy Kosco will be in right field. He'll bat fifth. Jake Gibbs will be behind the plate in this game, hitting sixth. And the roar that you just heard was the fact that Mantle will be playing in this ball game, and he'll be batting third, as we mentioned, and playing first base. We just mentioned that Gibbs will be catching and hitting sixth. Bobby Cox, who hit a home run in that first ball game, will be at third base, batting seventh. Gene Michael will be the shortstop in this ball game. Tommy Tresh getting a rest. Michael will play short and hit eighth, and Bill Monbouquette will be pitching and batting ninth. The umpires, as they come out of the Yankee dugout, along with manager Ralph Houck, and now Marv Grissom is coming up with the lineups for the White Sox, and every day in the 4 games that the Yankees and the White Sox have played, a different man has come out with the White Sox lineup. In the first game, it was Pete Ward, and now Marv Grissom, the pitching coach, is coming out with the Sox lineup. The umpires behind the plate, Hank Soar at first base, and Nestor Shylock at second base. Bill Kinnaman and rookie Russ Getz will be at third. Bill Monbouquette continues to warm up, and we're about ready to go in this second ball game. The first one, the third straight that the Yankees have swept from the Sox, was won, as we mentioned, by Mel Stottlemyre. The ball game was just about decided in the first inning. After Clarke had singled, White popped to short, and Tommy Tresh boomed a home run into the left field seats to give the Yankees a 2-0 lead. The Yanks got another run in the second on a home run by Bobby Cox. They picked up 2 more in the fifth inning to conclude their scoring, and the White Sox broke a string of 39 scoreless innings in the 8th when they finally came up with a run. Past Sandy Alomar, going into pinch run for Dwayne Josephson, finally scored on an infield single off the glove of Bobby Cox by Ken Berry. So that's the way it stands right now as we wait for this second ball game. A beautiful day at the stadium. Still a lot of action to go. And while we're waiting, the Yankees are now taking the field. Here they come. Scoreboard, all the other games are single games. This is the only doubleheader being played in the major leagues today. On the scoreboard, Baltimore leading Washington 6-1 in the 6th. Boston and Minnesota scoreless in the 4th. Cleveland and California and Detroit at Oakland, a later start. In the National League, the Mets and the Braves are not as yet underway. Let's see, is that being held up because of rain, or are they just getting a late start? The Mets failed to score in the top of the first inning. It's Seaver against Necro. In other action, Philadelphia 3 and the Cardinals nothing in the 4th. Cincinnati 3, the Pirates 2 in the 4th. Cubs lead the Giants, who are leading the National League, 4-0 in the 5th inning. And the Dodgers and the Astros are scoreless. They're playing in the 2nd. So that's the way it is right now. And in that L.A.-Houston ball game, Don Drysdale going for his 4th straight shutout. Well, he has been some kind of a pitcher for the L.A. Dodgers this year. Okay, Buddy Bradford is coming on. Bradford batting at .097. 3 base hits and 31 at-bats. One of those a home run and 2 RBIs. Buddy Bradford coming on. And Bill Monbouquette on the mound for the Yankees. Mambo with a record of 4-3, shooting for his 5th win. Monbouquette right up there in all-time wins among active pitchers in the American League, about 113 victories. Buddy Bradford, right-hand batter with speed, holds the bat on the end. The first pitch of the game is on the ground to the shortstop, Michael. He gobbles this one up, flips over to Mantle, and we've got one away. 1 pitch and 1 out. Now that'll bring up Luis Aparicio. That first ball game, the Yankees had 5 runs on 8 hits. The White Sox 1 run on 4 hits. Luis Aparicio hitting a .248, 2 home runs and 10 RBIs, stepping in there. Bill Monbouquette, who wastes no time, into the windup. Fastball got away from Gibbs, and Monbouquette fell off the mound when he threw that ball. Forget the Yankees and the Mets tomorrow night, 8 o'clock at Shea Stadium. Mayor's Trophy game. Then on Tuesday night, Big Hondo, Frank Howard, he'll be here with the Senators. And also the Senators will play a doubleheader Memorial Day on Thursday. First one at 1 o'clock. Aparicio takes a strike right in there from Monbouquette. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coaching at first base, Kirby Farrell. Grover Riesinger coaching at third for the Sox. The 1-1 pitch to Louis. Line to Michael off his glove into center field. It was a short hop that kicked off his glove and dribbled into center field. So Louis, no, they're charging Gene Michael with an error. And that's a tough error because that ball was well hit, kicked off the heel of his glove into center field. There was a line drive 1-hopper that Michael could not come up with, so Aparicio does not get the base hit, and Michael is charged with an error. All right, here is Pete Ward stepping in there. Ward at .269, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs, left-hand batter. Aparicio at first. The pitch to Pete on the ground. Mantle has it, knocks it down, picks it up, races to the bag, but moving to second is Aparicio. That ball kicked off in the foul territory. Ward is out of there as Mantle blocked the ball. It rolled about 6 feet away. And Louis went all the way to second, unmolested as Mantle picked up the ball and retired Pete Ward. Tom McCraw stepping in there. McCraw hitting a .211, 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. The Yankees would just love to make a sweep of this series. The White Sox have scored only 1 run in 27 innings against the Yankees. All right, McCraw waiting. He takes outside, ball 1. Bill Monbouquette, a record of 4-3, 1-0 against the Sox. 10-12 lifetime. Most of that 10-12 record compiled when he was with the Boston Red Sox and also with Detroit. The old campaigner, Bill Monbouquette. Quite a veteran and quite a pitcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McCraw. Hit hard and foul down the right field side. He really jumped on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. All right, Monbouquette to McCraw. On the ground to Horace Clarke at second base. He's up with the flips to Mantle in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. And the score after a half inning of play, White Sox nothing, Yankees coming to bat.
See, here's someone who knows baseball inside and out. The White Owl girl. Let me ask you, who's going to be the next Hall of Famer?
Personally, I think it will be that pitcher who smokes White Owls. He has so much going for him. And then there's that other player, the catcher, the invincible man. He's always smoking one.
Yeah, I really like that catcher, invincible man. But who's going to walk off with the most valuable player award this year?
I'd vote for that outfielder. I forget his name, but you'd know him. He's a big Ranger fan.
Why do you pick these ball players as standouts?
Because they have such good taste. Anyone who smokes a White Owl has. It's the way White Owl ages the tobacco, mellows it to bring out that mild taste.
One more thing. Do you have any advice for a budding ball player who wants to make it to the big leagues?
I'd tell them to try White Owl. Find out why. You get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
Well, we're set to go here in the bottom of the first inning, and I said that the White Sox had scored only 1 run in 27 innings, but I'd forgotten that the Friday night game and the Saturday afternoon game yesterday were extra innings. So it's really only 1 run in 32 innings, because the Friday night game went 13 and the Saturday game went 10. And, of course, there's 1 inning in this game, which makes it 33. So they've been having trouble scoring runs. The Yankees have not scored too many of them, but they have got the wins, and that's what counts. The Yankees right now, the record of 19 and 22. They're currently in 7th place in the American League, and pending the outcome of the Cleveland-California game. If the Yankees win a pair and the Indians beat California, the Yankees will tie California for 6th. All right, here's Horace Clarke stepping in, batting at .222. No extra base hits and 2 RBIs. Ward is in at third base, way in at third. First pitch by Carlos is a curve that's inside, ball 1. Cisco Carlos, a record of 2 and 4, 1-0 against the Yankees. His life mark in the major leagues is 4 and 4. It's just a youngster. Curveball drops in there for a strike. Ward at third, Aparicio at short. Second baseman is Causey, the first baseman McCraw. Inner defense for the Sox as Horace takes one on the corner for strike 2. Horace Clarke batting from the left side, a switch hitter against the right-handed Cisco Carlos. Carlos long and lean into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, 1 hopper, right back to Carlos. He's got it. Flips it to McCraw, 1 away. Now here comes Roy White. White batting at .296, and it's been a long time since he's dropped below 300. Roy with 3 home runs and 13 RBIs. White was 0 for 3 in that first ball game. Choking up. Batting from the left side. Carlos ready. The pitch to White is a little bit low, ball 1. Carlos ready again, the right-hander into the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, line to left, coming on fast. Bradford can't get it. So Roy White dumps a single into left field. Well, Mickey Mantle, who missed the last 3 ball games, is stepping in there. Mantle, plagued with a virus, playing in this final game, the second game. Standing in there, Carlos delivers, and Mickey takes strike one. Listen to those fans. Mickey Mantle. What a reaction he creates. All right, Mantle standing deep in the batter's box from the left side. Holds the bat right on the end. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Jumps into left center field. Bradford moving over. Barry, and they almost collided, but Bradford got to it and took the ball. Ken Barry, Buddy Bradford almost collided. So Mantle is out of there as Bradford makes the catch. Now here is Joe Pepitone. Incidentally, Mickey was batting at .220 with 4 homers and 10 RBIs, and now here's Pepitone hitting at .240, 1 home run and 5 RBIs. Jerry McNertney, the catcher, is out there having a little conference with his pitcher. Joe Pepitone, straight up stance, slightly closed, moves up toward the pitcher, doesn't stay deep in the box. Carlos taking his time, quite a fast man on at first. And they throw over there. Roy leads the Yankees in stolen bases with 8. He is a threat to run at any time. Last time Carlos went out against the Yankees, he beat them 4-1. All right, Carlos set. White moving off. Throw to first, and White is back again. Whitey Ford is coaching at first for the Yankees, and Frank Crissetti at third. Carlos set, and a pitch is a pitch out, a curveball pitch out. That's something you don't see often. White faked as if to throw, and I think that the catcher, McNertney, was crossed up. He wanted a fastball, and Carlos threw the ball in the right spot, but it was a breaking pitch. You're going to pitch out. That's not the one you want. So McNertney had a very quick conference with Carlos, and Carlos nodded his head as though he knew what he'd done. He'd rectify all the situation. All right, White moving off first with a big lead. There he goes. What a jump. Throw to second, not in time. Almost standing up. Roy White. I don't think he had to slide. What a jump he had on Cisco Carlos. Woo-hoo. That's number 9 for White. 2 balls and no strikes to Pepitone. Now the Yankees have a runner in scoring position. Carlos, a deliberate worker. Very deliberate, taking his time. He's got the sign. The 2-0 pitch to Pepe, hit hard to right field. That ball is hooking foul. Well, Joe Pepitone got the good wood on one, but he pulled it. Francisco Carlos, acquired from Indianapolis at the White Sox farm team in 1967. Last year with the Sox, he was 2-0. With an earned run average of 0.86. Carlos has an earned run average this year of 2.18. In fact, the entire White Sox pitching staff, their entire earned run average is 2.26. That's the entire staff. All right, 2 balls and a strike on Pepitone with White at second base. 2 outs. Now Carlos has taken so much time that Pepitone steps out of the batter's box. Carlos ready now. Set the pitch to Pepe. Hit hard to right field, and let's see, that ball is a home run. Just went into the lower seats. I don't believe that cleared the fence by a foot. ball game. The Yankees came up with 2 runs in the first inning. It was Tommy Tresh who hit the home run in the first game. And now Joe Pepitone hit a low line drive, and it may be the shortest home run ever hit in this park. Was right down the line and didn't clear the fence by a foot. It's 296 down the line and right, but that ball was well hit. We thought it was going to be a double, but it just did clear that fence. All right, here's Andy Kosco. Takes outside, ball 1. Kosco batting at 283, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. For Pepitone, a second homer of the year, and RBIs 6 and 7. Get a chance. I talked to Nestor Shylock just about how high that ball was. Kosco takes one outside, 2-0. Don't think that Pepitone did hit the ball. It was really tomahawk, but it was low. And it was hit right in that corner, and the view is somewhat obstructed. But when it went out of here, it must have just cleared that fence. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on a miss by Kosco, 2-1. And that fence, I don't believe, is over 30 inches high. And 1 strike, 2 down. Some guy behind me. What a cheap shot. Here's a 2-1 pitch. It's in there, 2-2. Tomorrow, though, that'll look like a 500-footer. Of course, there are many balls hit here in Yankee Stadium by both teams that would be home runs and aren't because of the big dimensions in center field. They've got the overshift on Kosco. The 2-2 pitch, curveball is outside, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, Andy Kosco. Andy, in that first ball game, had 1 base hit and 4 at-bats and drove in a run. Causey to the left of second, Aparicio deep in the hole, Ward guarding the line of third and playing back. Payoff pitch by Carlos. Kosco, what a bullet. Right past Ward, down the line and left. Andy, the big sweep, and decides to hold on as Bradford really made a fine play on the ball. Buddy Bradford was over there. He's got some arm. So while we wait for Jake Gibbs to step in there, it's New York Yankee baseball. We pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry C. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 810 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
All right, Jake Gibbs moving in there. He had a slight case of the virus. Didn't seem to bother him yesterday, though. He went 3 for 4 and drove in the winning run. Kosco at first, 2 outs, and Jake takes low. Ball 1. Ellie Rodriguez caught the first game. Gibbs did not play. Gibbs has hit safely in 8 of his last 9 games, going 13 for 33. That's a 393 clip. Raised his average from 169 to 236. There's a ground ball past first base fair. Down the line. And a ground rule double is invoked as a fan reached out and touched it. There was a good chance that Kosco might have scored, but when a fan deflected the ball, it's up to the umpire. It's a judgment call by the umpire as to whether or not the runner would have scored. And the umpire at second base, Bill Kinnaman, said, no, sir. So Kosco has to hold at third. Gibbs is on at second base with a double. That's the 4th base hit in this inning. The Yankees are threatening again, and Bobby Cox is coming on. The Yankees have already scored twice on the home run by Pepitone. Bobby Cox in that first ball game, 1 for 3, a big home run, his first home run of his major league career. That was in the second inning and put the Yankees out in front at that time, 3-0. Fan enthusiasm is running high here as Bobby Cox steps up. Gibbs at second, Kosco at third. Cisco Carlos into the windup. Cox takes a strike. Started to swing and held up. Cox moving that average up. Right now hitting at 212. He was way down there. Here's the one-strike pitch, and he almost went down as that ball was well over his head. You get the feeling when they nailed Roy White in that first ball game, and that was in the, let me see, it was in the 7th inning, and now this one, that the White Sox pitchers are trying to upset the Yankee batters by throwing at them a little. Here's a curve that's flowing outside, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 runs are in. Yankees leading 2-0, bottom of the first. They won the first ball game 5-1 behind Mel Stottlemyre. Costco at third, Gibbs at second. Bobby Cox, a real competitor. Swinging that bat as he waits. Carlos is into the windup. The 2-1 delivery. Curve ball is in there. 2-2. Bobby Cox has 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 9 RBIs. 21 hits in 99 at-bats. So he is coming to the plate for his 100th official at-bat right now. The defense plays Cox about straight away, although through most of the early season and up to right now, he's been a pull hitter. Carlos getting the sign from McNertney. He's got it. Now he steps on the rubber. Gets the sign again. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cox. On the way. Curve is outside. 3-2. A full count. Gene Michael is on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Gibbs at second, Costco at third. Carlos, long look at his catcher. Getting the sign. Here it comes. On the way to Bobby Cox. It's ball 4, and they're loaded up. Eddie Stanky has not made a move from the White Sox dugout as yet. That's the first walk given up by Carlos. And now here comes Stanky. There has been no action that we can see in the White Sox bullpen as of this moment. And I think that Stanky is probably going out there just to talk to him. Try to settle him down, a young right-hander. Having a rugged first inning, the bases are loaded. 2 runs are in. The Yankees have 4 base hits. 2 outs, and the batter will be Gene Michael. Now it looks as though the bullpen is going to be taken advantage of. We didn't see anybody warming up. They must have been warming up on the left side all through this first inning because we could see no action out there, but somebody is suddenly coming in to pitch to Gene Michael. Don McMahon, the veteran right-hand relief pitcher, is coming in. So, Cisco Carlos failed to survive the first inning. He pitched only 2/3 of an inning. As we mentioned, gave up 4 hits, walked 1, didn't strike out a batter, and thus far has given up 2 runs. Costco at third, Gibbs at second, and Cox at first. Should they score, will be charged to Carlos. So while we're waiting, let's look at the scoreboard. Big Don McMahon, veteran right-hand relief pitcher, gets the ball from Eddie Stanky. And on the scoreboard, in the American League, Baltimore 6, the Senators 1. That's in the 6th inning. Baltimore pressing Detroit. They're only 2 behind. The Tigers leading the league. Boston leading Minnesota 4-0 in the 6th. Minnesota has been somewhat of a disappointment in the early going. People expected more of them. It's the Red Sox 4, the Twins 0 in the 6th. Cleveland at California. Detroit at Oakland. They haven't started yet. They're on the West Coast. In the National League, the Braves lead the Mets 1-0 in the 3rd. Philadelphia and the Cardinals all tied up at 3 apiece in the 5th. Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh 3-2 in the 5th. Cubs shutting out the Giants 4-0 in the 7th. And the Dodgers, with Don Drysdale shooting for his 4th consecutive shutout, leading the Houston Astros 1-0 in the 4th inning. Well, there's always something that makes you laugh a little bit. And there's a big sign hanging off the facade of the upper deck there. Got Phil Rizzuto and Eddie Stanky, and a big heart with an arrow through it. Sort of a Valentine. A little bit late, but nevertheless, somebody with a good sense of humor has got it up there. I don't see how we can get through this broadcast without at least saying hello to an old buddy here, Joe Garagiola, who's on the Today Show, the Tonight Show, and all the other shows. Joe, nice to see you.
Jerry, it's a great afternoon here at Yankee Stadium, I'll tell you. The club is hitting, runs are scoring, and I'm just happy to be here.
You ought to come out more often, I'll tell you. You know, we haven't looked this good in a month of Sundays. We're really red hot.
I will be coming out more often now.
Joe Garagiola, of course, you see him all the time on the Today and the Tonight Show, and one of our old buddies was with us for 3 years here as a Yankee broadcaster. Well, that foul by Gene Michael came back and almost hit me in the head, and if Sandy Albert's going to go, he's got to go in the other direction. Strike 1 to Gene Michael with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Don McMahon is coming in, and he's ready for the second one. Here it is, on the ground. Could be knocked down by Causey, but he can't throw anybody out. Here comes Gibbs digging for the plate, and he makes it. Gibbs scored all the way from second base. 2 runs came in. And the Yankees lead 4-0. Well, let me recap that one for you. Kosco at third, Gibbs at second, and Michael hit a ground ball that Causey dove for and knocked down but couldn't throw. Gibbs just kept coming all the way around. Causey came up firing to the plate. McNertney got the ball, lunged for Gibbs, but Gibbs got in under the tag, and the Yankees lead 4-0, and that's good for 2 RBIs. An infield single, 2 RBIs, runners at first and third. The Yankees lead 4-0, bottom of the first. And now, Bill Monbouquette, the 9th batter in this inning. Both those runs charged to Carlos. Mambo taking low, it's ball 1. We almost got beamed by a foul tip up here. I'm going to get a helmet. Now, McMahon starting to pitch and stepped off the rubber. Michael at first, Cox at third, 4 runs in. First inning. Mambo slices one into the upper deck foul. 1-1. Well, the Yankees have really come to life here in this Chicago series. Red hot ball club. This is the big game they'd like to take. And a fine crowd on hand for the action. There's a pitch to Mambo on the corner, a curve that got it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. When Gene Michael hit that foul ball up here, I went one way and Sandy went the other, and that was in the same direction. We hit head on. Sandy Alper, our wonderful engineer. He and I almost knocked each other out trying to get out of the way. All right, Monbouquette now, waiting patiently. Don McMahon, a veteran right-hander, checking Cox at third, and then Michael at first. Here's the pitch, and just misses outside, 2-2. Sign on the board. Today's official scorer, Joe Trimble, New York News. Frank Howard just hit a 3-run home run for the Senators in the top of the 7th inning, and that's number 19, 15 for this month. He's only got 3 to go to tie Rudy York, and he'll be here Tuesday night. Oh, is he hot. Mambo dribbles one foul off to the right. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frank Howard hit another one. 19 on the year. We got 15 for the month of May. Rudy York holds the record of 18 set in 1937. Senators are here Tuesday night and a doubleheader on Memorial Day on Thursday. Big Hondo, what a year. Fantastic. All right, Don McMahon, waiting. Now steps on. He's looking for a double steal is what he's looking for. He gets on the rubber and then just steps right off and looks at both Cox at third and Michael at first. Now McMahon sets, delivers, and almost hit Monbouquette. He's all over the place. It's 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and Michael at first base will be running this time. The runner at third, Bobby Cox, belongs to Cisco Carlos should he score. Here's the payoff pitch. There goes Michael. Ball is fouled off right side. Now they'll get into the seats. Somebody reached for a ball, missed the ball, and lost his hat, and down it went. All the way from the upper deck. He'll never get that back. Yanks 4, White Sox nothing. Bottom of the first, second game. The Yankees won the first one 5-1 behind Stottlemyre. All right, McMahon. There goes Michael. The payoff pitch again. It's all 4, and the bases are loaded. So, the Yankees continue here. Bases loaded. Monbouquette at first, Michael at second, Cox at third. And now Horace Clarke, who started it all in the first inning, or rather the first batter in this inning, we're still in the first inning, is coming on for his second at-bat. Oh, baby, I'll tell you. The worm has turned for the Yankees today. The first pitch to Clarke is a curve in the dirt, ball 1. Don McMahon taking his windup now. Cox at third, Michael at second, Mambo at first. Still in the first inning. The Yankees have batted around, and Clarke has come up for the second at-bat. McMahon to Clarke. Swings and misses. 1-1. Horace going after a fastball on the letter. Ball and 1 strike. McMahon again. Here it is. Inside. Almost a wild pitch. 2-1. Well, the White Sox bullpen is in full force out there now. Clarke waiting. McMahon getting the sign from McNertney. Here's the big right-hander's pitch, and Horace hits one to center field. Coming on is Berry. It's dropped. 2 more runs are coming in, and the Yankees lead 6-0. That ball dropped right in front of Ken Berry, not more than 4 feet. Down to second base is Monbouquette. At first is Horace Clarke. 2 RBIs for Horace, and the Yankees are out in front 6-0. One of the runs charged to Carlos, and that completes the book on him for 5. And the other one goes to McMahon. This ties our biggest single inning of the year, 6 runs, and now Roy White is coming up for his second at-bat. Mambo at second. Clarke at first. Still 2 down. 6 runs across. McMahon delivers, and White takes it for a strike. Roy singled to left field and scored the first Yankee run ahead of Joe Pepitone's home run. The 11th Yankee to come to the plate in this inning. Yankees won the first one 5-1. Out in front in this one. On the ground, foul down the first base side. Strike 2 to Roy White. In the busiest inning in a long time for Frank Crissetti at third base. He's been waving him in. Jake Gibbs. What a play he made on the infield hit by Gene Michael. He scored all the way from second. White is waiting. McMahon getting a sign. Here's the pitch. Hit high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You talk about what a difference a year can make. On the board, the Yankees were 6-12 against Chicago last year. 5-2 this season. If they win this one, they'll have matched their entire record of last year. And it's only May. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit into the air. Right center field. Voss and Berry converging, and Berry makes the play. So finally, the Yankees are out of their 6 runs on 6 base hits. No White Sox errors. 2 men left. And the score after 1 full inning of play, the Yankees 6 and the White Sox nothing.
There's fun and excitement along the way as well as when you get there. When you fill up with Atlantic Imperial gasoline and follow the Imperial Road. Forget about how your car will run. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps keep it running the way it was made to run, wherever you go. Your drive will come alive when you take the Imperial Road. Pack more fun in your trip and get on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Bill Monbouquette got a big lead, 6-0. We're only in the second inning. It'll be Ken Berry, Wayne Causey, and Bill Voss. Boy, those are the kind of leads that a pitcher loves to work with. And now the lights have gone on here at Yankee Stadium. A little overcast, but a very pleasant afternoon.
Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Bill Monbouquette got a big lead, 6-0. We're only in the second inning. It'll be Ken Berry, Wayne Causey, and Bill Voss. Boy, those are the kind of leads that a pitcher loves to work with. And now the lights have gone on here at Yankee Stadium. A little overcast, but a very pleasant afternoon. Berry moving in, facing Bill Monbouquette, who leads in the ball game 6-0, top of the second. First pitch to Berry. Curve is outside, ball 1. First ball game, Berry was 2 for 4, led off in that game. There's a fastball on the corner, 1-1 to Ken Berry. The Yankees 6, White Sox nothing. Mambo to Berry. Slider misses the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mambo again. Here's the 2-1 pitch. On the ground to Mantle. Hit on the end of the bat. He's got it. Touches first. 1 away. Ball was hit right on the end of the bat. It was spinning. Sort of a squib, as they call it. Mickey got it. 1 down. Now here's Wayne Causey. Causey came on as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and lined to short. Hits this one sharply into right field for a base hit. That's the first hit off Monbouquette. Line single between Mantle and Clarke. One out. Causey at first. Here's Bill Voss, the right fielder. Voss having a little trouble getting the base hits in this series. He's 0 for 4 in that first ball game. All right, Mambo sets the pitch to Voss. Is hit to center field straight away. Pepitone moving back. Drifting back, makes the play. 2 down. Ball was well hit, but to the biggest part of this park. Jerry McNertney, the catcher, stepping in. McNertney batting at .259. No extra base hits and 4 RBIs. Causey was batting .115. Voss at .125 and Ken Berry at .242. Those were the 3 hitters thus far in this inning. A 1-hopper back to Bill Monbouquette, and McNertney is out of there. No runs, a base hit, no errors, 1 left. And the score, after an inning and a half, it's the Yankees 6 and the White Sox nothing.
Here she is, the ladybird of the cigar world, the White Owl girl.
There's so many White Owl men up here. See that pitcher warming up?
Nerves a piano wire. He's my choice to win the big game.
He smokes White Owl Rangers, the tall, slim one. It's his image.
See that short, fat guy in the bleachers?
The one with the Beethoven sweatshirt, blowing the bugle?
Yeah. What if he smoked the White Owl Ranger?
Well, at least he would stop blowing the bugle. Remember the day you quit playing baseball?
Yeah, I remember. The manager was so happy he handed out White Owl New Yorkers to everybody.
Naturally. It's the big cigar for the big moment.
Big moment, huh? Say, last year, a 20-game pitcher I know ran out of White Owl Invincibles. The cigar that makes you feel that way.
How awful.
That was the day he got knocked out in the first inning. Could it be that...
You're right, Joe. You know you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
All set to go here now, and coming on for the Yankees in the 2nd inning, Mickey Mantle, who flied to left in the first. Don McMahon, who came on as a relief pitcher for Cisco Carlos, is in there. Yankees with a commanding 6-0 lead. Well, on the board, Frank Howard hit 19th home run. Senators here Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Thursday, the doubleheader, Memorial Day, first game at 1. All right, Mantle waiting. Fastball is inside. Ball 1. Mantle deep in the batter's box, swinging from the left side. McMahon delivers. It's low. 2-0. Sir, if you want to see the big guy, Frank Howard, he's got 15 home runs this month. 3 to go to tie Rudy York. And 2 to tie Willie Mays, who's got the National League record. He'll be here Tuesday night and a doubleheader on Thursday. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Mickey. Hit into center field, high in the air. Not too deep. Everybody converging. Berry on the run. He got it. And right next to him, Aparicio, Voss, and Causey all out there together. Everyone converging on that high pop into short center. Mantle's out of there. We have one away, and now here's Pepitone, who hit that line drive home run to start the scoring in the first. Pepe drove in 2 runs, Michael drove in a pair, and Horace Clarke drove in 2. All right, Pepitone takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Joe Pepitone waiting. McMahon, the veteran reliever, ready, delivered. Curve is low, 2-0. I'll tell you one thing about Eddie Stanky. When he does things, he does them in extremes. Just about every hitter, with the exception of a few, there's been an overshift. Mostly on the left-hand batters. Pepitone, Mantle, Tresh when he's up there. Kosco from the right side. 3-0 now to Pepitone. Pepe waiting now. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the second. McMahon delivers, and it's ball 4. He lost him on 4 pitches. That's the second walk given up by McMahon. He came on for Cisco Carlos. Carlos pitched only 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 4 hits and was charged with 5 runs. McMahon gave up 2 hits and 1 run thus far. And now here's Andy Kosco, who singled and scored a run in the first. Don McMahon, tall, heavy right-hander, waiting as Pepe moves off first. The pitch to Kosco is a strike right in there. Andy Kosco stepping out of the batter's box, getting a little dirt on his hands. Andy, released by the Detroit Tigers in the minor leagues, was a switch hitter then, went back to batting only one way. Acquired by the Yankees in the draft. There's a drive base hit. And Andy Kosco just keeps rolling right along. He looks like the best hitter since Joe DiMaggio. Everything he swings at is a line drive. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Pepitone down to second and holds on. Well, it's the Dodgers 2 and the Astros nothing, and Drysdale shooting for that 4th straight shutout has retired the Houston Astros through the first 5 innings without a score. So, could be that Don Drysdale could get that 4th and even more. Jake Gibbs doubled in the first, scored a run. Runners at first and second. A pitch by McMahon is a curve that's in there to Jake. Strike 1. Pepe at second base. Kosco at first. 1 away. Don McMahon waiting, getting the sign. He comes set. Checks the runner, the pitch. Popped up behind the plate. McNertney under it. Makes it. 2 down. Now Bobby Cox, who walked and scored a run in the first inning, is stepping in. Yankees with 6 big runs on 6 hits in the first inning have taken a commanding lead now. We're in the bottom of the second. Bobby Cox stands right on top of the plate. He's an aggressive ball player. Very sincere. He was here at 10 o'clock this morning in uniform. Cox takes it outside, ball 1. Anytime you get here that early, it isn't because you don't have anything else to do. It's because you're conscientious. You want to get here, be ready, prepare yourself, not only mentally but physically as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Cox slices one upper deck right side. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike, Bobby Cox. Runners at first and second. McMahon, a deliberate worker. He is taking a lot of time. Carlos was the same way. Here's a pitch. High pop. Towards third. Aparicio cutting in front of Ward. He says, I'll take it, and he does. So Cox is out of there, as are the Yankees. No runs, 1 base hit, no errors, 2 men left, and the score after 2 innings of play, the Yankees lead the White Sox 6-0.
High noon. The hot sun beats down hard. You've got to cool off. Ice your insides with something special. A chilling Valentine Premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Make a ring, and then another ring, and then another ring, and then you've got 3 rings Valentine. And now it's premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Valentine Premium. Premium ingredients, premium brewed, for crisp, light, premium flavor. Something you just don't get from just any beer.
Valentine, and now it's premium. It's a very special glass of beer.
Gary Peters is coming on as a pinch hitter, but before he does, it's New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Join me, Bill Everson, weekday morning, 7 to 10.
Here on WGY 10 on your dial, Schenectady.
In the third inning, Gary Peters batting for Don McMahon, and the first ball is hit high in the air down the right field side. Clarke is moving in foul territory, makes the play. Nice play by Horace Clarke. He had a long run after that ball. Gary Peters started the ball game, the first one, then was knocked out. And in that game, he batted 6th. All right, here is Buddy Bradford, who bounced us short in the first inning. Yankees won the first one 5-1. They lead in this one in the top of the third, 6-0. Mambo to Bradford, just outside. Ball 1. Well, the Senators fighting back down in Baltimore. Bradford takes a strike. Bring you up to date on all the action at the end of the third inning in both the American and the National. This is the only doubleheader being played in either league. Bradford hits a dribbler down third, and they're going to let it roll, and it does. It goes foul. Good thing they did. No chance to get Bradford. He can run. Buddy Bradford, one of those guys that if you show him a little daylight, he'll beat it out. Bradford came into the game batting at .097. All right, Bill Monbouquette shooting for his 5th win into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sidearm curveball. He got him as Gibbs hung on to it. It was a foul tip, but Jake held on. That's the first strikeout for Monbouquette. He just flipped a slow, easy sidearm curveball up there, and it kind of startled Bradford, and he's out of there. Luis Aparicio takes ball 1. Aparicio safe on an error by Gene Michael in the first inning. It was a tough error because the ball was hit hard, and it was a tough chance. Here's the 1-0 pitch. On the corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mambo at Aparicio. To the shortstop again, Michael. This one a big hop. He flips the Mantle. And very easily the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down on the score after 2.5. The Yankees 6 and the White Sox nothing.
If you're like most people, the chances are you've been on trips to some very exciting places. But you could be overlooking some exciting places right under your own nose. There are plenty of them in the great Northeast. And it's easy to include several in a short 1 or 2 day trip with the help of Atlantic's free Weekender tour guides. There are more than maps. They're actually complete little travel brochures for this particular area. Each one has several fascinating tours all planned out for you with suggestions on what to look for, descriptions of the places you'll see, bits of history, everything to make your trip more interesting and meaningful. This weekend, do something different. Treat the family to an extra vacation by going on an Atlantic Weekender tour. Stop by your favorite Atlantic station for your free Weekender tour guides. And while you're there, fill up with Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline. With Atlantic Imperial to clean out troublesome throttle plate deposits as you drive, you'll be sure to enjoy your trip because you'll be traveling the Imperial Road, where the going's always great.
Well, Bob Pretty has come on to do the pitching for the White Sox. Pretty was in the first ball game, and he'll be pitching to Gene Michael, Bill Monbouquette, and Horace Clarke. What was that, young man? Over on the television side. You want me to ask him if you can have it? I don't think I can get over there in time and get back and do the play-by-play. Why don't you go over and ask him? Those are the kind of things we put up with here at Yankee Stadium. A little conversation on the side while we're trying to do the games. Six to nothing. Yankees lead. Here's Gene Michael. The Yankees won the first one, 5-1. All right. The first pitch by Pretty is right in there. Strike one to Gene Michael. Yankee tickets reserved at all branches, Chemical Bank, New York Trust Company. That's one of the places where you can get the seats. Here's the one strike delivery to Michael. Almost hit him as he skips the little rope. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gene Michael had the infield single that scored 2 runs in the first inning. Gibbs coming all the way around from second base. Ward way in at third as he plays. There's a fastball at ties. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pete Ward, the third baseman for the White Sox, plays almost every left-hand hitter about 15 feet in toward the plate and near the line at third. Here's a 2-1 delivery. There's one hit on the fist into right center. Short right center going back to the second baseman. He got it. What a play by Wayne Causey. And I want to tell you, you'll never see any better. That was a spectacular diving over-the-head catch to rob Gene Michael of what looked like a sure base hit. Oh, baby, what a play by Causey. Gene Causey, sensational. So there's one away. Here's Monbouquette. Yankees leading 6-0. Last of the third. Mambo hits one hop back to the pitcher Pretty, who flips over to McCraw, 2 out. Mambo didn't even run. He knew he was out, and rather than use up the energy, he just peeled off and went back to the dugout. Horace Clarke now is coming on. Clarke was up twice in the first inning. Bounced to the pitcher in his first at-bat, leading off the game for the Yankees, and then singled to drive in 2 runs to center field. That was in a second at-bat. Clarke 1 for 2. We're in the third. Pretty delivers, and the curve misses outside. Ball 1. Bob Pretty was with the Senators. Pretty delivers a big, slow, looks like a palm ball from here. Clarke, switch hitter, batting from the left side. Pretty delivers, and fastball misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes, with 2 outs. Nobody on. The Yankees leading 6-0. All right, Pretty ready. The pitch to Clarke is in there. The lights have been turned on here at Yankee Stadium. A little overcast, but still a very warm, pleasant afternoon. Pretty 6'1", 200 pounds. The pitch to Clarke on the ground, foul. Whitey Ford has this one. And fires it back to Bob Pretty. Bob Pretty. Hometown, San Mateo, California. Born in 1939. 28. 29 in December. Clarke, a hopper to the second baseman, Causey, who's up with it on the big hop. Over to McCraw. The side is retired. 3 up and 3 down, and the score after 3 full innings of play. The Yankees 6, White Sox nothing. And now a look at the scoreboard. Baltimore 8, the Senators 7. They're playing the 9th inning. Valentine and Frank Howard with his 19th homered for the Senators. Etchebarren hit one for Baltimore. Boston 4, Minnesota 2, with Minnesota batting in the bottom of the 8th. Harrelson had a 3-run shot in the 4th. Ken Harrelson going very well for the Red Sox. Cleveland 2, California nothing after an inning and a half. Tiant against Patton. Marty Patton. Detroit at Oakland. Sparma against Dobson. No score in that one. In the National League, Braves 2, the Mets 1. With the Braves batting bottom of the 4th, Seaver against Necro. Philadelphia 6, the Cardinals 3. They're playing in the 8th inning. Allen had a 3-run shot in the 1st for Philadelphia. Fryman against Washburn. Cincinnati 7, the Pirates 2 in the 6th. Clemente had a 2-run shot in the 6th inning for Pittsburgh, so now it's a 7-4 ball game as it stands right at this moment. Cubs 4, Giants 2. They're playing in the 9th. Hunt had one for San Francisco. Banks had a pair for the Cubs. And the Dodgers 2, the Astros nothing. Houston batting bottom of the 6th. Drysdale going for his 4th shutout against Durker. Joe Garagiola taking his leave now. There's a ground ball by Pete Ward to Mantle, who's up with it. Flip to Monbouquette, 1 away. So 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Play going 3-1. Mambo has given up only 1 hit. Struck out 1 batter. Hasn't walked anybody. And is sitting on a big fat 6-0 lead right now in the top of the 4th inning as Tommy McCraw, the cleanup batter, comes on. First pitch to McCraw is outside, ball 1. Well, it looks like we got some fans back here in the background cheering the Yankees on. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McCraw. On the ground, Mantle has this one. Big hop, and he'll make this unassisted. 2 down. Ken Berry is stepping in now. Berry bounced to Mantle in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. All right, Mambo to Berry on the ground to the second baseman Clarke, and the White Sox going after that first pitch have made a very easy inning for Bill Monbouquette. 3 up and 3 down. The score after 3.5. Yankees 6 and the Chicago White Sox nothing.
Question.
How can I tell if I have cancer?
Answer.
You might suspect cancer, but only a physician with the help of laboratory tests could tell for sure.
Question.
Does the danger signal always mean cancer?
Answer.
No, most often it does not. But don't take chances. See your doctor immediately.
Questions about cancer. Knowing the correct answers could help you save your life. The American Cancer Society urges you to help protect yourself by knowing the life-saving cancer facts.
You can read these facts in a free booklet, which contains a list of the 7 danger signals. It also tells you why yearly health checkups are important. Be sure to get your copy. Write or telephone your American Cancer Society.
Roy White is stepping in. White, in the first inning, singled and scored a run the first time he was up, and then ended the inning with a fly ball to center field. He was the 11th Yankee to go to the plate as the Yankees got all of their runs in the first inning. They lead 6-0. Roy White facing Bob Pretty. Pretty, the right-hander. Waiting. White is ready. Now the first pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. It was a curveball. Strike one. Roy White choking up a little bit more from the left side than he has been. Roy waiting. Pretty with the sign, into the windup. Here's a 1-strike pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 2. There's a fastball. He just fired it right in there. White swung through it. Mickey Mantle on deck. And, of course, that will get an ovation as the Mick comes on. All right, Bob Pretty, the 2-strike delivery. Strike 3 called, and it was a foul tip caught by the catcher. The ball was high, but it just did tip White's bat, and plate umpire Hank Starr called it strike 3 on the foul tip that was caught by McNertney. First strikeout for Pretty, and here comes Mickey Mantle. In fact, that's the first strikeout by a Yankee in this ball game. Mickey Mantle with the overshift on, waiting. Takes high and outside, ball 1. For the Tuesday night game against the Senators, it'll be Bonson for the Yankees and Pasquale for the Washington Senators. Mantle swings and misses through a fastball, 1-1. On Thursday in that doubleheader Memorial Day, it'll be Talbot for the Yankees, Ortega for the Senators in the first game. The second game, no Yankee pitcher has been named yet, and Joe Coleman will pitch for Washington. All right, Pretty to Mickey. He takes a curve in there, strike 2. Final score, the Cubs beat the Giants 4-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Mickey. Swings and misses, strike 3. So Pretty, striking out White and Mantle, has retired the first 2 batters here in the 4th inning. Now here's Joe Pepitone, a homered and walked, drove in a pair of runs and scored a run. Nobody on. The overshift stays on. A big palm ball, it's high to Pepe. Aparicio, Causey, and McCraw to the right of second base. Pete Ward all by his lonesome between second and third. All right, Bob Pretty, the right-hander ready. Here it is. On the way. Pepe drills one to right. It could be another one, and there it goes. For Joe Pepitone, his second home run, his 3rd of the year, and RBI number 8. Now here's Andy Kosco, who's 2 for 2. Yankees now leading 7-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Pretty to Costco. Hits one deep to left center field, way back there. But Ken Berry, with plenty of room, drags it in. And Costco has got to be thinking right now that that part of the ballpark is not the place to hit it. That's twice he's hit one way out there. For the Yankees, 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Pepitone, nobody left. And the score after 4, it's the Yankees 7 runs, 8 hits. The White Sox no runs and 1 hit.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. There is so much you can see. Go, the view is fine and it's free.
There's more to driving than simply getting there when your car runs the way it was made to run. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps it do just that along the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Whenever you hit the road, make it the Imperial Road. Every road you travel becomes the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
In the 5th inning for the White Sox, it'll be Causey, Voss, and McNertney facing Monbouquette. Bill and the Yankees leading 7-0. The pitch to Causey is inside, ball 1. Wayne Causey singled sharply to right field in the 2nd inning. Monbouquette, boy, he is really wallowing in all kinds of good fortune. 7 big runs out there. 1-1. The Yankees have come with a rush as far as the hitting is concerned. They've been scoring runs of late. With that pitching, it's changed the entire complexion of the ball club. There's a drive to right field, hooking, just foul. That was long enough. It was fair. It would have been a home run. Wayne Causey. Good all-around utility ball player. Waiting as Monbouquette delivers. There's a curve outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch now by Monbo. On the ground, Mantle backhands a nice play. Flips to Monbo in time. That was a fine play by Mickey. Well, here's the final score. Just came in. Baltimore beats the Senators 8-7. Washington had 13 hits, and Baltimore had only 5. And yet they beat them 8-7. Might have been some errors and base on balls in there. Boston and Minnesota are tied up. Killebrew just hit a home run. There's a bunt to first. Mantle has it on the first hop, races to the bag, and Voss is out of there. That was a line drive bunt as Mickey scooped it up and raced to the bag, and Bill Voss is down. So they're 2 up and 2 down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 in a row that Monbouquette has retired. All right, here's Jerry McNertney. On the ground to the shortstop, Michael, who's up with it. Flips over to Mantle, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down. And the score after 4 1/2. Yankees 7, White Sox nothing.
Here's baseball's favorite feathery fan, the Whiteout girl.
Hi, Joe.
And you're at every ball game. You must really love the ball players.
Well, I prefer the ones who smoke White Owls. Like him, over there in the bullpen warming up.
Good man. Saved over a dozen games last year.
He can play on my team anytime. He knows how to take life big. Prefers the satisfying White Owl New Yorker. The big cigar for the big moment.
But he smokes them even when he doesn't win.
There's more to life than baseball, Joe.
Like what?
It's like knowing how to look good off the playing field. A whiteout does that for a man. Take the tall, slim Whiteout Ranger.
I do. It's just great. The right shape, the right taste.
Or the mellow Whiteout Invincible. The cigar that makes you feel that way.
How?
It just does. You know, you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
Okay, we're all set to go now, and I got a whole group of people behind you, Frank. I'll be anxious to get all the information from you. Here's Frank Messer.
Okay, Jerry Coleman, and you're going to leave your rooting section with me, are you?
All right.
Jake Gibbs will lead off as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, batting against Bob Pretty, the third pitcher used by manager Eddie Stanky in this second game. Yankees won the opener 5-1, leading in this one 7-0. Jake Gibbs doubled in the first inning. Then he fouled out to the catcher, Jerry McNertney. Bobby Cox on deck, and then Gene Michael. Pretty into the move. Here's the pitch to Gibbs. Curve is over but low. Ball one. Cleveland and California underway and scoreless at the end of one inning out on the West Coast. Curve is swung on and missed. Well, it's all over in Baltimore. The Orioles defeat the Senators 8-7. Is that right, Bill Kane? Double check me on this. 8 runs on only 5 hits for Baltimore. And there were no Washington errors. There must have been a bushel basket full of walks in that ball game. A ball and a strike to Gibbs. Pretty fires. Curveball is hit back up the middle, but Aparicio backs off to his left, fields it, throws to first, and gets him in a mighty close play. Jake was digging hard, trying to beat it out. One away, and Bobby Cox moves in. Cox drew a walk in the first inning, came in to score run number 5 for the Yankees. Then in the second inning, he popped up to the shortstop, Aparicio. How about that? Baltimore 8 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Senators 7 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. Only 2 of those 8 runs crossed on a homer by Echebarren. First pitch to Cox, low and away, ball 1. And Frank Howard hit his 19th home run of the year. Well, you'll be bringing that big carload of bats into Yankee Stadium Tuesday night. 1-0 pitch to Bobby Cox. Hit on the ground is short. Aparicio is up with it, makes his throw, and it is in time. 2 down. The batter now will be Gene Michael. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 810 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
Here is Gene Michael, 1 for 2. Michael batted in 2 runs with an infield hit in the first inning. Jake Gibbs racing all the way home from second base on an infield single. Curve is over but low, ball 1. Well, the Detroit Tigers just received some very disheartening information. Al Kaline, who was hit by a pitch last night, has been x-rayed today and found to have a fractured right forearm. Fastball is fouled to the seats on the third base side. Kaline, a fractured right forearm as a result of being hit by a pitch last night, and is out indefinitely for Detroit. And our thanks to Marv Albert, who will be on with the scoreboard following this game, for passing that information along to us. So for the second year in a row, the Tigers lose Kaline due to a fracture. 1-1 to Michael. Changeup is popped up behind the plate. McNertney is there, squeezes the foul, and the side is retired. The Yankees are 3 up, 3 down, and now at the end of 5 full innings, the score is New York 7 and Chicago 0.
Once you get used to traveling on the Imperial Road, you'll never want to make a detour. That's the road that starts at your neighborhood Atlantic station when you drive in for your first tank full of Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline that helps keep your car running the way it was made to run. When you use Atlantic Imperial, you're on the road to smooth engine performance because with every carefree mile you drive, Imperial is working to dissolve troublesome dirt deposits around the carburetor throttle plate. If you enjoy driving, see if you don't enjoy it more with Atlantic Imperial. Next time you fill your tank, drive into an Atlantic station and drive out on the Imperial Road to smooth engine performance.
Well, let's see. The White Sox are coming up with a pinch hitter as we go to the sixth inning. The pitcher is due up, but we'll see Dick Buddy Booker, catcher by trade, coming on to bat for Bob Pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Pretty.
Buddy Booker, a left-hand hitter. Bill Monbouquette has retired 11 men in a row since a single to right field by Wayne Causey in the second, and that is the only White Sox hit of this game. First pitch, Booker hits a hopper back through the box, but Michael to his left comes up with it. Sidearm throw to Mickey in time. So one pitch and one down. The White Sox have hit only 2 balls out of the infield in this game. The single by Wayne Causey in the second, and a fly ball to center field, which was caught by Pepitone off the bat of Bill Voss, also in the second. And now Buddy Bradford playing left field, swings on the first pitch, lines a base hit into center. Joe Pepitone scoops it up, throws it into second base. So after retiring 12 in a row,
Next time you fill your tank, drive into an Atlantic station and drive out on the Imperial Road to smooth engine performance.
Well, let's see. The White Sox are coming up with a pinch hitter as we go to the sixth inning. The pitcher is due up, but we'll see Dick Buddy Booker, catcher by trade, coming on to bat for Bob Pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Pretty.
Buddy Booker, a left-hand hitter. Bill Monbouquette has retired 11 men in a row since a single to right field by Wayne Causey in the second, and that is the only White Sox hit of this game. First pitch, Booker hits a hopper back through the box, but Michael to his left comes up with it. Sidearm throw to Mickey in time. So one pitch and one down. The White Sox have hit only 2 balls out of the infield in this game. The single by Wayne Causey in the second, and a fly ball to center field, which was caught by Pepitone off the bat of Bill Voss, also in the second. And now Buddy Bradford playing left field, swings on the first pitch, lines a base hit into center. Joe Pepitone scoops it up, throws it into second base. So after retiring 12 in a row, Monbouquette gives up a base hit to Bradford, and will pitch now to Luis Aparicio. Yankees leading 7-0. Aparicio reached on an error by Michael in the first inning, then grounded out to the shortstop. He looks at a strike over at the knees. Pete Ward is on deck. Monbo sets, kicks and fires. Curveball is hit on the ground is short. Michael has flips to Clarke for one, back to first, not in time. Aparicio beats the throw to first base. Bradford is out at second. Michael to Clarke. Two outs and Pete Ward the batter. Ward is grounded out twice to Mantle at first base. Horace Clarke shaken up just a bit by Buddy Bradford going in hard at second base, and Horace is flexing his right leg. A little uncomfortable around the knee. Monbouquette to the stretch. Looks at Aparicio. Here's the pitch. Ward hits a foul ball on the first base side. When the Senators come in Tuesday night, Stan Bonson will pitch for the Yankees against Camilo Pascual. Wednesday is an off day, and now Horace Clarke is in trouble out there, and he's walking to the sidelines. Manager Ralph Houck has gone out, and so is trainer Joe Soares. Buddy Bradford going into Clarke at second base a moment ago to break up the double play, and Clarke will leave this game, and Dick Hauser comes on to play second. Clarke injured in the area of the right knee, limping noticeably now as he comes off the field, so Dick Hauser goes in to play second. Dick will be given a moment or two to loosen up as he throws with Mickey Mantle. So Clarke is out of the game, and Dick Hauser takes over at second. We started to tell you Wednesday is an off day for the Yankees and the Senators, but then they'll play 2 on Thursday, Memorial Day, starting at 1 o'clock here at the stadium. Fred Talbot is scheduled to start one game for the Yankees. The other Yankee pitcher has not yet been named. And for the Senators on Thursday, Phil Ortega and Joe Coleman. No balls, 1 strike to Pete Ward. Monbouquette starts the stretch. Checks Aparicio at first. And here's the pitch. Louis goes. Pitch is outside for a ball thrown at second, not in time. Aparicio steals second. And for Aparicio, his 11th stolen base of the year. Check that, make it his 8th stolen base of the year. So Aparicio in at second now. Count of a ball and a strike to Pete Ward. Can't tell whether Stanky appreciated that stolen base or not. He jumped back down in the dugout. Ward takes down low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Come on, Pete! Off it! Off it, Pete! Come on, Pete! Off it!
Monbouquette looks to second, deals the plate. Drag over the inside corner to Ward, 2-2. Just like midsummer. 2-2 pitch to Ward. Inside, almost hit him. Full count, 3-2. Well, the gals out here in the summer dresses, green, yellows, pinks, blues, all shades. Aparicio moves back into second base as Monbouquette steps off the rubber. Monbo back on board. Looks over the right shoulder for Aparicio. And the 3-2 to Ward. Walked in, ball 4. The first walk given up by Monbouquette. So the White Sox have 2 on, and McCraw coming up. Yankees lead in the ball game 7-0 here in the top half of inning number 6. Foul ball. Deal back to the base of the screen. To the right line. Well, the fans here at Yankee Stadium now being informed on the message board of the injury to Al Kaline that we told you about a moment ago. Fractured right arm. Hit by a pitch last night. No balls, 1 strike to McCraw. He's grounded out to second and to first. Pitch to him. Strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch to Tom McCraw. Ball outside. We've got 23,966 paid this afternoon. And with servicemen and others, better than 25,000 in Yankee Stadium today. McCraw waiting. Monbouquette ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Low. The count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Final score for Minnesota. The Twins scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the ninth to beat the Red Sox 5-4. Alan Worthington, the winner. Sparky Lyle, the loser. 2-2 pitch coming down to McCraw. Here it is. Line foul into the streets on the right side. Boston took a 4-3 lead into the bottom half of the ninth inning. Harmon Killebrew homered with nobody on to tie the ball game 4-4. Then the Twins got another run in the bottom half of the ninth to win it 5-4. 2-2 to McCraw. There it goes, deep right field, and this is a home run for McCraw. Aparicio reached the scoring parade, steps off the dish. Steve Ward coming down the line. And now Tom McCraw swings around third base with a home run trot. His 4th home run of the year, and it is now a 7-3 ball game. Well into the streets and right. Andy Kosco took 1 step back and then just stood there and watched it go. So the Yankees lead is now 7-3. Ken Berry, the batter for Chicago, gets a strike over the outside corner. Now the 1-strike pitch. Line foul past first base coach Kirby Farrell. Hit it right off the end of the bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Berry. Going into the 6th inning, the White Sox have hit but 2 balls out of the infield. Now a single by Bradford. A walk. Fielder's choice and a home run by McCraw. 0-2 pitch. Pop foul back into the streets on the first base side. Hits the station of the upper deck, bounces downstairs. Again, 2-strike pitch. Inside to Berry. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Activity is going in the Yankee bullpen. Possibly Julie Womack, although we can't see it. It's not Hamilton. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to the left side. And backhanded by Tresh. Let's see if he can get him. Long throw, not in time. Berry beats it out. A base hit for Berry. Gene Michael making the throw. I said Tresh. Gene Michael at shortstop. Bobby Cox crossed in front of him. Gene Michael backhanded the ball deep in the hole. Made an off-balance, looping throw to first base, not in time to get Berry. And the White Sox have their 3rd hit of the inning at their 4th of the game, and Wayne Causey steps in. Causey 1 for 2. Looks at a strike. Breaking pitch from Monbouquette. Now the 0-1. High and outside. And looking out to the Yankee bullpen, we can see Peterson, Hamilton, Wyatt. I do not see Womack or Verbatic. possibly one or both are loosening up. 1-1 pitch to Causey. Swing and a miss by Wayne. Strike two. First base for Berry, and the 1-2 pitch to Causey. Just a bit low. Monbouquette thought he had the strike. Took a few steps toward the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, Phil Rizzuto just serving coffee. 2-2 pitch. Berry going. Strike 3 is called. Causey is out on strikes as Berry was running. And Monbouquette is out of the inning. But the White Sox scored 3 runs on 3 base hits. There were no Yankee errors, and the man is left on. And now at the end of the top of the 6th, the score is New York 7, Chicago 3.
You know, weekends can turn into the busiest time of the week. That's the time you shop and do necessary household chores. But let's face it, weekends should be a time for the whole family to be together. A time to relax and enjoy yourself. This weekend, for example, why not load the family into the car and take off on an Atlantic Weekender tour to one of the interesting destinations in Atlantic's free Weekender tour guides. In case you're not familiar with the tour guides, let me tell you about them. Now, these are more than just maps. These one-day and weekend planned tours to nearby exciting and unusual locations not only tell you how to get there, but they point out what to see on the way and what to do once you arrive. These Weekender tour guides are free, of course. Just stop in at any Atlantic station and ask for one. And while you're there, fill up with Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans the throttle plate area of your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. You'll find the going's great when you travel the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
The new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox is Jack Fisher, and Buddy Booker stays in the ball game to catch. Booker batted for the now departed Bob Pretty, so Booker will remain in the number 9 spot on the batting order, and the pitcher will be due to bat 8th. Well, let's see, down here to the left side of home plate, manager Eddie Stanky discussing the time of day with plate umpire Hank Storr. Look around now and see if I see any other changes. Bradford is still out in left field. Berry stays in center. Voss stays in right. McCraw at first. Causey is at second. Aparicio at short. Ward at third. So on your batteries. Jack Fisher pitching and Dick Buddy Booker catching. Bob Pretty worked 3 innings, gave up 1 run on the homer by Pepitone, Joe's second of the game. Pretty struck out 2, did not walk anybody, and Pepitone's homer was the only base hit he allowed. Bill Monbouquette bats first against Jack Fisher. The right-hander rocks and throws, a curve blown outside, ball 1. Fisher pitched 2 1/3 innings in the first game this afternoon, allowed only 1 base hit. There's a fly ball hit out into shallow right center. Dancing in for the center fielder, Berry. Monbouquette is retired. There's 1 away. Check that. Fisher in the first game worked 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 base hits and 2 runs. Hauser steps in to replace Clarke in the lineup. Horace hurting his leg when bowled over at second base by Bradford. And Hauser looks at a strike on the inside corner, batting for his first time in this game. Clarke, before leaving, had gone 1 for 3. And Hauser is hit by the pitch and waved on down to first base by plate umpire Hank Storr. Jack Fisher hits Hauser with a pitch. And the Yankees have a runner on with 1 out, and Roy White moves in. And now Hauser wants trainer Don Seeger to come out and take a look at his left elbow where he was hit by that pitch. Joe Soares, in all probability, in the clubhouse, working on Horace Clarke, who apparently had his right knee hurt when Bradford bowled him over in breaking up a double play at second. And now the Yankees' other trainer, Don Seeger, on the field, applying the quick freeze ethyl chloride to the left elbow of Dick Hauser. Now Roy White will step in. Yankees are leading 7-3. New York won the first game 5-1 over the White Sox. Stottlemyre all the way for the win, and Gary Peters, the losing pitcher. First pitch to White. Ball is low. We're told now that Horace Clarke did suffer just a bruise to the right knee. He was not spiked. Suffered a bruise to the right knee when hit by Bradford in the play at second. Yankee fans want the Yankees support on. Quick throw to first base, and Hauser gets back. You can hear the rhythmic applause building. Jack Fisher comes to the set. The pitch to Roy White, low and inside. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Fisher kicks and throws, low inside. Jack Fisher's winningest year in the major leagues was in 1960 at Baltimore. He won 12 and lost 11. It's a strike on White. The count is 3-1. Last year for the Mets, Jack Fisher won 9 and lost 18. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hauser going a high, long drive to right field, but back to the fence goes the right fielder Voss. He's under it and makes the catch, and Hauser has to come back into first. Roy White hit that one a mile high and a half a mile deep. He needed about another 5 feet of depth on it to put it in the seats because Voss was right back down the warning track in front of the right field seats, but he made the catch. Mickey Mantle. Mickey has flied to left, flied to center, and struck out. 0 for 3 in this game. This second game of the doubleheader, his first appearance in this series, suffering from virus. Curve is in there for a call strike over the inside corner. McCraw at first base, holding against Hauser. The overshift on, even with a runner aboard. Aparicio, Causey, and McCraw on the first base side of the infield. The pitch to Mantle, swung on, ground ball, and he punches it through. The overshift. Hauser around second, falls down halfway to third. Now he's trying to scramble back to second, and running him down and tagging him out is the second baseman, Causey. Dick Hauser stumbled, rounding the bag at second, fell down, and he is out in the rundown. Credit Mantle with a base hit, but the inning is over. No runs, a base hit. There were no errors, and 1 man is left on. At the end of 6, the score is New York 7 and Chicago 3. Well, we'll take a look at all the other scores for you now. That last play was scored 9-4 on Hauser. Dick had a good chance to go to third base, but he stumbled, rounding the bag at second, and about halfway between, or a third of the way, I guess, between second and third, he went sprawling head first. Picked himself up, trying to get back to second. Saw Causey with the ball, then set sail for third, and Causey ran him down. Final scores, Baltimore 8, Washington 7. Rob Ender the winner, Bertano the loser. Home runs, Valentine and Frank Howard for Washington, Etchebarren for Baltimore. Final score, Minnesota 5, Boston 4. Home runs, Harrelson for the Red Sox, Killebrew for the Twins. The winning pitcher, Al Worthington. The loser was Sparky Lyle. Cleveland 2, California nothing at the end of 4 1/2. Tiant for Cleveland, Marty Patton for California. Oakland Oakland 1, Detroit nothing at the end of 2. Sparma for Detroit, Dobson for Oakland. In the National League, it's raining again in Atlanta, where the Braves are leading the Mets 2-1 at the end of 6. Weaver against Bill Monbouquette. Philadelphia beats St. Louis 9-3. St. Louis has now lost 9 of its last 11 games. Bill Voss steps in against Monbouquette, swings on the first pitch and fouls it back, strike one. Woody Pryman went all the way to get the win for Philadelphia. Also raining in Cincinnati, where the Reds are leading Pittsburgh. No, tied with Pittsburgh, 8-8. Little activity going on in the stands out of our line of vision. Voss tries to fade away from a high inside pitch and fouls it back. It hits the bat handle. No balls and 2 strikes. Pittsburgh 8, Cincinnati 8 at the end of 7. 0-2 pitch. Voss takes way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final score, the Cubs 4, San Francisco 2. Bill Hand's the winner. Mike McCormick was the loser. At the end of 8, the Dodgers 3 and the Houston Astros nothing. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball well hit to right center field. This could be trouble. Andy Kosco on the run, and it is the center fielder Pepitone crossing in front of him to make the catch. Kosco running hard out near the auxiliary scoreboard. Joe Pepitone running just as hard the other way, and it is Pepitone who reaches up to pull it in. So Voss is retired. And a ball well hit up the alley in right center, caught by Pepitone. And now Russ Snyder comes on to bat for Jack Fisher. Russ Snyder batting for Fisher. First pitch to Snyder, foul back. Youngster down there trying to work a baseball in through the screen. Whether he's going to make it or not. He's working hard. The crowd's gathered around to watch him. He's really tugging at it. 1 strike pitch. Sure, misses outside. Well, the youngster at the last second lost it. Got away from him, rolled out of the field, and another kid came out of the stands, ran out of the field behind the plate, and picked it up. Snyder swings ground foul on the first base side. A ball and 2 strikes. There's the windup by Monbo on the pitch. Snyder fouls it back, and it's on the screen again. This mesh screen over the patrons behind home plate, very flexible and loose. Sometimes the balls will not roll completely off of it. And then the youngsters try to climb up and pull them through. 1-2 pitch to Snyder. Fly ball out into left field. Roy White moving to the glove side. He's under it. Makes the catch, and there are 2 down. And now on New York Yankee baseball, let's pause for station identification.
Join me, Harry Downey, weekdays 10 to 11:30 a.m. here on WGY 810 on your dial, Schenectady.
Dick Booker, the catcher, steps in. Hits the first pitch on the ground to Hauser at second. Dick fires over to Mantle, and the side is retired. So 3-up, 3-down inning for Monbouquette. And at the end of 6.5 innings of play, the score is New York 7 and Chicago 3. Wilhelm comes on the pitch for the Chicago White Sox. As we go to the bottom half of inning number 7 here at Yankee Stadium. He becomes the 5th pitcher in this ball game. Cisco Carlos started it, did not survive the first inning. Carlos pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 runs on 4 singles and a walk. Don McMahon pitched an inning and a third, gave up 1 run on 3 hits and walked 2. Bob Fritty worked 3 innings, gave up only 1 run, a homer by Pepitone. That was the only hit off of him. He struck out 2. Jack Fisher worked 1 inning, gave up 1 hit and hit a batter. And now Hoyt Wilhelm. Coming into this game this afternoon, Wilhelm is making his 13th appearance of the year. He has a record of 1 win and no losses. And he has been credited with 1 save, pitched 16 2/3 innings, allowed only 1 earned run for an earned run average of 0.53. Walked 6, struck out 9, and has allowed 8 base hits. To our knowledge, Hoyt Wilhelm is the oldest active player in the American League and probably in the Major Leagues. He was born in Huntersville, North Carolina, July 26, 1923. So on his next birthday, he will be 45 years of age. Joe Pepitone leads off against him. Pepitone has had 2 home runs in this ball game. In between, he threw a walk. He had a 2-run homer in the first inning, a solo homer in the 4th, his 2nd and 3rd of the year. Quite an overshift against Pepitone. They have 2 right fielders, Voss and Berry, and 2 second basemen, Aparicio and Causey, both of them well over on the first base side. Ward all alone on the left side, nobody at all in left field, as left fielder Bradford is well over toward left center. Wilhelm with a knuckleball. This is low outside, ball 1. Wilhelm throws, Pepe bounces 1, fair at the first baseman, McCraw, who gloves it up high, steps on the bag, and Pepitone is retired. None on, and Andy Kosco moves in. Andy has had 2 hits in 3 trips. And the overshift goes the other way now against Kosco. The knuckleball up under his chin, ball 1. There's one, well, hit to left. Back goes the left fielder Bradford up the seats, and he makes the catch right in front of the seats in left field. And again, Kosco is thwarted. That is the 3rd time this afternoon that he has come so close to hitting home runs. The other 2 hit more to left center. Longer drives. This time he tried to pull it right down the line, and it is caught by Bradford. 2 away, and Jake Gibbs steps in against Wilhelm. Ball 1 is low to Gibbs. This for Wilhelm is his, 878th appearance of his career in the Major Leagues. And Gibbs is hit by a knuckleball down on the right ankle. Gibbs hit by a pitch and goes down to first base. The all-time record for games pitched belongs to Denton Cy Young. He's got a record of 906 games, which has stood since 1911. Wilhelm has a chance of beating it. He is now in his 878th game. He needs 29 more appearances. My mathematics are correct. To set a new record. Bobby Cox moves in against him. Gibbs at first base. Throw over to first. Gibbs is back. Wilhelm's pitch. Strike over the inside corner. No balls, one strike to Cox. There goes Gibbs. Pitches inside to throw to second base. Gibbs is safe at second. Knuckleball inside to Cox. Booker's throw down to Causey. Got there on one hop. And Gibbs slides in with a stolen base. And for Jake Gibbs, his 5th stolen base of the year. Now the message board backs up my mathematics, saying Wilhelm needs 28 appearances to equal Cy Young's record. We said he needed 29 to set a new one, so I guess that's all right. 1-1 to Cox. Bounced foul off to the left side. Youngster with a glove leaned over the railing and scooped it up. A ball and 2 strikes to Cox. Michael is on deck. Gibbs at second, 2 out. Wilhelm throws. Swing and a miss by Cox. Strike 3. For the Yankees, no runs, no hits. There were no errors, a hit batter and a man left on. And at the end of 7 full innings, the score is New York 7 and Chicago 3. Well, let's see now. We'll go to the 8th inning, and the top of the order coming on for the White Sox. That means Bradford, Aparicio, and Ward against right-hander Bill Monbouquette. Monbo in his 9th start of the year. Hopeful of picking up his 5th win. He's lost 3. Leading 7-3. The Yankees won the first game 5-1 behind Stottlemyre. White Sox finally scoring after going without a run for 39 consecutive innings. Bradford is 1 for 3 in this game. It's the curveball foul off the third base side. We should know in a moment or two whether Drysdale got his 4th consecutive shutout. He was leading 8-0 over Houston in the 9th. 1 strike pitch. Bradford fouls it at the dish. Strike 2. And tomorrow night, the action moves over to Shea Stadium for the annual Mayor's Trophy game between the Yankees and the Mets. Steve Barber has been called up from Syracuse to pitch tomorrow night's game for the Yankees. 0-2 pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Bradford fouled off the bat handle. Yankees, the 1st of June, lose Fernandez and Whitaker to the reserves. 1-2 pitch to Bradford. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So, good showing by Barber. Tomorrow night against the Mets could add him to the roster. The Yankees added Ellie Rodriguez in time for today's doubleheader, and he caught very capably in the first game. 2-2 pitch to Bradford. Struck him out for the fastball. Strikeout number 3 for Monbouquette. 1 away here in the top of the 8th, and Luis Aparicio is the batter. Aparicio is 0 for 3 in this game. He has reached twice, once on an error, once on a fielder's choice, and he scored 1 run. He also has a stolen base. Monbouquette throws. Aparicio pushes the punt right back toward the mound. Monbo has flips the Mantle in time. So there are 2 down. And it brings up third baseman Pete Ward. Ward grounded out twice to Mantle, then walked in the 6th inning and scored on Tommy McCraw's 3-run homer. Ward drills one to right field. It's going to be in for the base hit. Cosco waits for it to bounce off the wall, and a spectator out there touches the ball, and Ward trots into second base with a ground rule double. The spectator lost the ball. Cosco picked it up, threw it in to Gene Michael, who stood there and tagged Ward as he came in, but the sign had already been given that the ball was dead when touched by the spectator. And Pete Ward has his first hit of the afternoon in this ball game, a double to right. Ward's first hit of the afternoon. He did not have one in the first game. So Ward is aboard of McCraw the batter. Homered his last time up. Hit one well into the right field seats. First pitch to him. Swung on. Fly ball out into center field. Pepitone cruising back and to the right. Under it. Makes the catch and the side is retired. For the White Sox in the 8th. No runs, a base hit. There were no errors. And one man is left on. And now at the end of the top half of the 8th inning, the score is New York 7 and Chicago 3.
Red Dog 3, Red Dog 3. This is Red Dog leader. Watch your wing position. Tighten the diamond.
You're inside a Marine Corps jet 5 miles above the Earth, moving faster than the speed of sound. 8 feet away from your wingtip streaks another Marine jet. Your command, move in closer.
The Eagle, globe, and anchor means there and land and sea.
Tight formation flying may seem a miracle of precision to many, but to a Marine aviator it is everyday work. He has received the finest flight training on Earth. He has been trained as a leader of men. What were his qualifications when he started? He was a college man determined to lead, not to follow. If you are the same kind of college man, become a Marine aviator.
With the Eagle, globe, and anchor of a United States Marine.
Well, we'll get Bill Kane to help us keep an eye now on the action down in Houston because the Astros are batting in the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Dodgers now leading 5-0. And Drysdale, going for his 4th straight shutout, needs to retire the Houston club in the bottom half of the 9th. So as soon as we get a word on that one, we'll pass it along to you. Gene Michael will lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Yankees. Wilhelm's first pitch. Outside. We don't have to tell you every pitch because all Wilhelm throws is the knuckleball. The wind-up by the ancient one, and he's low inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The most consecutive shutout games won or tied in a season in the National League, 4 by several pitchers. The last being Sal Magley. 1950. 2-0 pitch to Michael. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. Eddie Morris of Pittsburgh. Mordecai Brown. That was Three-Finger Brown. Ed Rulbach. Grover Cleveland Alexander. Bill Lee of Chicago and Sal Magley. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. Causey is up with it. Flips over to McCraw, and that's all for Michael. Those are the pitchers in the National League who share the record of 4 consecutive shutout games. The Major League record held by Doc White of the Chicago White Sox. 5 consecutive games, September 12th to 30th, 1904. Here is Monbouquette. Bill walked his first time up. That walk helped keep alive the 6-run first inning for the Yankees. First pitch to him, swung on, hot foul, first base side. McCraw races for it, but cannot get it. It's about 3 rows into the box seats past the dugout. No balls, 1 strike to Marco. You know, you sit sit here and watch a fellow like Hoyt Wilhelm coming up on his 45th birthday. Still active and still winning in the major leagues. He misses outside, and Booker has to battle that knuckleball. There's a ball two, and the count is 2-1 now to Monbouquette. Here is Monbouquette. Bill walked his first time up. That walk helped keep alive the 6-run first inning for the Yankees. First pitch to him. Swung on. Hot foul. First base side. McCraw races for it, but cannot get it. It's about 3 rows into the box seats past the dugout. No balls, 1 strike to Marco. You know, you sit here and watch a fellow like Hoyt Wilhelm coming up on his 45th birthday. Still active and still winning in the major leagues. He misses outside, and Booker has to battle that knuckleball. There's a ball two, and the count is 2-1 now to Monbouquette. Ball hit to the left side of the shortstop. Aparicio makes a good play on it, throws to first base in time to get Monbouquette. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th, and Dick Hauser steps in. Hauser was hit by a pitch his first time up. He replaced Clarke, but Horace was injured in a play at second base. Buddy Bradford bowled him over hard, breaking up a double play, and Clarke suffered a bruised knee. Hauser takes the first pitch right across for a called strike. He swings and misses strike 2. Yankees leading 7-3, trying to sweep the doubleheader and the series. Wilhelm's pitch bounced foul off Hauser's foot. Dick Booker got to the ball in fair territory off the third base side of the plate, but it had been beaten straight down and off Hauser's foot. Hauser waiting. Wilhelm rocks and throws low. One-two pitch. Popped up in a shallow right. Waiting for it there is Bill Voss. Right fielder is under it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Wilhelm sets the Yankees down in order. And at the end of 8 full innings, the score is now the Yankees 7 and the White Sox 3.
On the go, go with Atlantic Imperial gasoline and drive the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go. Atlantic keeps your car on the go. So there is so much you can see.
Worry about how your car will perform along the way. Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps take care of that wherever you go on the Imperial Road.
Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
You're always on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
Inning, Barry, Causey, and Voss coming up for the White Sox against Monbouquette. We're talking about Don Drysdale. That game is not over as yet. The record for most consecutive scoreless innings pitched by a National League pitcher, 46 1/3 by Carl Hubble of the Giants in 1933. Here's Barry, 1 for 3, swinging and missing, strike one. When Drysdale started his shutout string, he had pitched 1 shutout inning, so he had 28 going into today's game. Now has 36. 0-1 pitch. A ball outside. It's 1-1 to the right-hand hitting Barry. Yankees leading 7-3. Shortstop Gene Michael backed off, playing very straight away over toward the hole. The pitch to him. He bunts it back toward the mound. Picked up by Monbo. The throw to first base is in time. Barry retired, trying to bunt himself on. There's one away. And the batter now is Wayne Causey, who has 1 hit in 3 trips this afternoon. Manager Ralph House keeps somebody loose out in the bullpen. Pitch to Causey. A ball outside. Now the 1-0 pitch to Causey. Ground ball, first base side, foul. Skip past Mantle, but a foul ball. Yankees, who have won 6 of their last 7, trying to make it 7 out of 8. 1-1 to Causey. Foul ball again on the first base side, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Final score from Atlanta. The Braves defeat the Mets 2-1. The game finally called because of rain. 6-inning ball game. Monbouquette to the line. 1-2 pitch. Causey lines it to right field. Base hit. Mantle made a leap for it. Ball sticks down there in the corner. Kosco has to dig it out, and Causey is in at second base. Again, down there in the corner, it appears that somebody reached out and interfered with the baseball. So a ground rule double for Causey, his second hit of the afternoon. Base hit number 6 for the White Sox. And with 1 away, Causey at second. The left-hand hitting Bill Voss steps in. Looks back over the right shoulder. And the pitch to Voss. Over but low, ball 1. This youngster, Bill Voss, did not start the season with the White Sox. Looks like he could become a pretty good hitter. Has a nice, clean swing. Feet close together. Waiting for Monbouquette's pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball, first base side, foul. Speared by Coach Kirby Farrell. Farrell flips the ball over to Mr. Shylock. Shylock to Mickey Mantle. Mantle back to the mound. A lot of handling down there. Farrell to Shylock to Mantle to Monbouquette. Causey at second, 1 out. 1-1 pitch to Voss. Foul ball. First base side. He sort of golfed at that one. Chipped it right off his feet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a shade under $24,000 paid this afternoon to see this doubleheader. And those in the crowd who are Yankee fans, very happy right now. The Yankees won the first game 5-1, lead this one 7-3. Monbouquette gives his head a vigorous shake, flips away the perspiration. Checks second. Kicks and deals. Outside, just missed the corner, 2-2. Dick Booker, who is not the scheduled batter, is out on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive, and it is through. Hauser out into shallow right center field. Causey races to third, and it's a base hit for Voss. Dick Hauser backed off and to his right, tried to play the ball on a short hop, and it skipped by him, and out on his right center. Here comes Ralph out. Tommy Davis is moving out toward the plate now, swinging the weighted bat. And Ralph House, who has kept the bullpen going for the last couple of innings, is out at the mound now. Figuring the Monbouquette is too tired, he will bring in a fresh pitcher, and that's what he's going to do. House will go to the bullpen here in the ninth. So Monbouquette goes 8 1/3 innings. He has allowed 7 base hits, walked only 1, and he has struck out 3. Given up to this stage of the game 3 runs, the 2 base runners aboard are his responsibility. And it's all over in Houston. Don Drysdale has pitched his 4th straight shutout. The Dodgers shutting out the Houston Astros 3-0, and Don Drysdale has tied the National League record for consecutive shutout games pitched in a season. His 4th straight shutout. Julie Womack is being summoned now from the Yankee bullpen. So Womack will come on to pitch to Tommy Davis with runners at first and third. Monbouquette gets a hand as he leads. Julie Womack has a record of no wins and 3 losses. He was rather shaky early in the year, then began settling down, and has pitched well his last few times out. Womack has been in only 1 winning game, and that was a game he saved for Fritz Peterson against Oakland out on the West Coast. He gained a save in that one for striking out Sal Bando with the bases loaded. The Yankees won the ball game 2-1. But Womack, as we said, his last several appearances have been much better for him. While Womack warms up on New York Yankee baseball, let's pause for station identification.
Hi, this is Jerry Ducey. Join me for my telephone talk show, weeknights here at 810 on your dial, WGY Schenectady.
Julie Womack in 12 games this year has pitched only 17 2/3 innings, allowed 17 hits, walked 5, struck out 9. And he has his work cut out for him now. The Yankees leading 7-3, but the White Sox with something going here in the 9th inning. 1 out, runners at first and third. And the batter is Tommy Davis. Davis played left field in the first game today. Moved out in favor of Buddy Bradford here in the nightcap, but used as a pinch hitter. Womack's first pitch fastball is inside. Ball 1. Pitch. Davis swings and looks a line drive out into center field for a base hit. Wayne Causey races home from third to make it 7-4. Voss goes to second base, holds on there. So base hit number 8, and they'll send a runner down to first base. Sandy Alomar will go in to run for Tommy Davis. Sandy Alomar running for Tommy Davis at first base. Voss is at second, 1 out. And here's the catcher, Dick Buddy Booker, left-hand hitter. Booker is up for his 3rd time since replacing McNertney in the game. Takes a pitch outside from Womack, ball 1. It is now 7-4. Buddy Bradford, who was due to hit next, has been called back to the dugout by manager Stanky, but just for a conference. Womack sets and throws. Strike over the outside corner. It's 1-1 now to the left-hand hitting Booker. Womack sets and throws. There's a foul ball hit to the seats on the third base side. The Yankees had a 7-0 lead going to the sixth inning. Tom McCraw hit a 3-run homer. Now the White Sox have scored here in the top of the ninth, and Buddy Booker represents the tying run in this ball game, standing there at the plate. 1-2 pitch. Low outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Yankees scored 6 of their 7 runs in the first inning against Cisco Carlos and Don McMahon. Womack starts the move. The pitch way outside. Full count, 3-2 now to Buddy Booker. And the Yankee fans getting a bit nervous. Buddy Bradford is on deck. Womack leans down, looking to Gibbs for the sign. Starts his move, 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and he walked in. The tying run is on. Womack down low with a pitch. So Booker walks. Voss moves to third. Alomar to second. The tying run is on. And somebody racing in from the bullpen area to become a runner. Looks like Joe Horton, isn't it, Bill? Joe Horton, I believe it is, coming in to run for Booker at first base. So Horton runs for Booker. The bases are loaded. Ralph Alk again at the mound. And again, he is waved to the bullpen. So Dooley Womack came on, gave up a base hit to Tommy Davis, walked Booker, and again, the bullpen is being summoned. And this time it is John Wyatt. John Wyatt had the unfortune in his New York Yankee debut against the Baltimore Orioles Wednesday night to give up a game-winning pinch-hit home run to Don Buford of the Orioles. And he is coming on now with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning. And Wyatt will receive mixed reaction from the crowd. Coming into the game Wednesday night, Wyatt had not worked in a week. And now he is out there on the mound with manager Ralph Alk and catcher Jake Gibbs. And he will try to cool down the White Sox Buddy Bradford. Bradford is 1 for 4 in this game. The Yankees play the Mets at Shea tomorrow night for the benefit of the Mayor's Sandlot Baseball program. Greater New York Sandlot Baseball program, the annual Mayor's Trophy game. Then on Tuesday night, it's back here to Yankee Stadium to meet the Washington Senators. Dan Bonson will pitch for the Yankees Tuesday against Camilo Pascual. Wednesday is an open date on the schedule, and then Thursday afternoon, Memorial Day, there will be a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. Before Bradford steps in, he wants plate umpire Hank Saw to take a look at the baseball. Wyatt only took a couple of warm-up throws, says he's ready. He's been working out in the bullpen. Saw examines the ball, says it's all right, and now Bradford steps in with the bases loaded. Ball Ross at third. Alomar at second. Borland at first. There's the windup, and here's the first pitch to Bradford. Strike, one is called. Ready to work again. Arms high. The big kick and the pitch. Check swing and a strike two over the outside corner. Bradford a little bit upset. 7-4, the Yankees leading. The White Sox have the bases loaded here in the top of the ninth with one out. Cox at third, backed off fairly deep near the line. Michael at short and Hauser at second in double play depth. Mantle backs off at first. 0-2 pitch. Foul back on the netting. The count holds at no balls, 2 strikes. Wyatt with a new baseball steps off the mound area to rub it up. Now climbs the hill and looks down. Kicks a little dirt away from the pitching rubber. Steps on the rubber with his right foot. Has the sign. Rocks back on the left one. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Costco backing off near the warning track. Makes the catch. 1 run scores as Voss comes home after the catch. Alomar also tagged up at second and went to third. Horland stayed at first base. It is a 7-5 ball game, and the batter is Aparicio with runners at first and third and now 2 outs. Gets a run batted in on the sacrifice fly. Gibbs had a little meeting with Wyatt. And now with 2 outs, the batter is Luis Aparicio. Aparicio is 0 for 4. He has reached twice. On an error and a field is short. Swings to the first pitch, and there's a drive into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Alomar comes in to score, and it is now 7-6. Horland went to second base. Aparicio is on with a base knock, and once again, Ralph Houck is on his way to the mound. Pete Ward, the batter. And Houck may want Hamilton now to come in and pitch to Pete Ward. The run scored by Alomar is charged to Dooley Womack, who put him on. Monbouquette's record is complete. 8 in the third inning, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And again, Houck is going to the bullpen, and this time it will be the left-hander, Steve Hamilton, being called on to pitch to the left-hand batting Pete Ward. The White Sox have the tying run now at second base in Joe Horland. The go-ahead run at first base in Luis Aparicio. And now Hamilton gets the ride in. So Wyatt works the third of an inning. He gives up 1 base hit. Hamilton. And for Hamilton, it will be his 9th appearance. He has no record, won and lost. He has saved 1 game and an earned run average of 3.22. Cleveland leading California 4-1 now in the 7th inning. Oakland has jumped on Detroit for a 6-0 lead at the end of 4. We told you earlier, Minnesota shaded Boston 5-4, and Washington was edged by Baltimore. The Orioles 8, the Senators 7. Even though Frank Howard did hit his 19th home run of the year in that ball game. Braves over the Mets 2-1. Phillies over the Cardinals 9-3. Cubs beat the Giants 4-2. Drysdale got his 4th straight shutout, 5-0. The Dodgers over Houston. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati tied 8-8 at the end of 7, and it's raining now in Cincinnati. Pete Ward steps in against Steve Hamilton, with Joe Harlan at second, Luis Aparicio at first. Time requested out in center field by Pepitone as he replaced himself. He was shaded way over toward the alley. Now in orders from the dugout, he moves forward towards center field and backs off. Hamilton's pitch to Ward. Outside, ball one. Ward has 1 hit in 3 trips. It was a double to the right field corner. He has also walked and scored a run. Hamilton delivers. Swung on, line drive, caught! He caught it, and the ball game is over. A line drive to the right side, and Mickey Mantle cleared it for the final out. Well, the White Sox put up quite a battle here in the 9th inning, as they scored 3 runs on 4 base hits. There were no Yankee errors and 2 men are left on. And the final score is New York 7 and Chicago 6. Well, the Yankees now have their longest win streak of the season, sweeping the 4 games from the Chicago White Sox. And down on the playing field, you would think it was Carnival Day at the State Fair. Even though fans are requested not to go on the field, they are just swarming all over the place. And it would, I would say, just about be impossible to keep them off. All of them running out there. The ushers doing the best they can. And the Yankees sweep the 4-game series from the White Sox, taking the first 2 games 1-0 in extra innings, and topping both ends of the doubleheader this afternoon by scores of 5-1 and in a nail-biter here in the nightcap by a final score of 7-6. The Yankees scoring 6 big runs in the first inning, and the run that proved to be the winning run of the ball game was Joe Pepitone's second home run of the afternoon. It came in the 4th with the bases empty. Here are your totals in the second game of our doubleheader. The Yankees 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The White Sox 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher is Bill Monbouquette, whose record is now 5 wins and 3 losses. The losing pitcher, the White Sox starter, Cisco Carlos, his record is 2-5. Now, for those who did not have the totals in the first game, the Yankees 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The White Sox 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. Mel Stottlemyre went all the way in that ball game to pick up the win, his 6th win of the year. The losing pitcher was Gary Peters. Stottlemyre's record is 6-3. Peters is 2-5. The 4 straight wins, the longest win streak of the year for the Yankees, who have also won 7 of their last 8 ball games. And Bill Kane, our statistician, tells me that the last time the Yankees won 7 out of 8 was in 1966, when they did it twice that season. Well, that sets the stage for the Mayor's Trophy game tomorrow night at Shea Stadium, and then for the invasion of the Washington Senators on Tuesday night and the Memorial Day doubleheader. But this afternoon, 2 wins for the Yankees, 5-1, and again in the second game, the final score, the Yankees 7 and the White Sox 6. And now this is Frank Messer speaking for Phil Rizzuto and Jerry Coleman, saying goodbye from Yankee Stadium in New York.
Follow the Imperial Road. The going straight when you drive the Imperial Road, because Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps keep your car running the way it was made to run all the way. So come on, get on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline. And by White Owl Cigar. White Owl, made from patiently aged tobaccos for extra flavor and mildness. Remember, you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
This is WGY Schenectady. It's 60 degrees and mostly cloudy at 6:16. This is WGY News up to the minute. Bruce Hutchison reporting. A hospital in Sao Paulo, Brazil, has identified Latin America's first heart transplant recipient as Joao Ferreira de Coena, a 23-year-old laborer. He underwent the operation this morning and is reported in satisfactory condition. The Medical College of Virginia in Richmond says its heart transplant recipient also is in satisfactory condition. The patient underwent surgery last night and has not been officially identified, but unofficial sources say the recipient is a 54-year-old Joseph Klett of Orange, Virginia. Union officials in France say they doubt there will be a quick break in the deadlocked talks with Premier Georges Pompidou. The French Premier has joined union leaders and employers in a new round of discussions aimed at ending a 10-day-old nationwide strike. But one union leader says it appears to be out of the question that an agreement can be reached tonight. French students have called for a 24-hour national demonstration tomorrow in defiance of a government ban on public assemblies, and the Federation of University Teachers says it will support the demonstration. The students say negotiations between Pompidou and the workers is an attempt to repress student demands for university reforms. Pompidou reportedly intends to delay talks with students until he reaches agreement with the workers. In London, rival groups of demonstrators have marched in support of the striking French workers in front of the French embassy, but the marchers ended up in battling each other as well as police. Several arrests were made. Ambassador Cyrus Vance will return to Washington tomorrow after the fifth session of the Vietnam peace talks in Paris. Vance and Chief U.S. Negotiator Averell Harriman are expected to present some new ideas at a conference table. But American envoys say they do not expect any immediate break. U.S. officials say Vance will make a routine report to the president. Reports from Saigon tell of unusually heavy artillery and bomb strikes being heard in the South Vietnamese capital. The noise is believed to have been caused by intense raids by U.S. fighter bombers just south of the capital. Residents in the area have reported ground fire and mortar explosions, and Vietnamese police say an enemy battalion has moved to a village in the sector. House Republican leader Gerald Ford says the possibility of violence increases the longer the Poor People's Campaign remains in Washington. The Michigan congressman says he hopes the marchers will conduct themselves in a non-violent manner. Ford spoke in an interview taped for broadcast in New York State. In New York City, some 2,000 persons have attended a Central Park rally in support of a proposed march on Washington by Puerto Ricans on June 8th. One leader says Puerto Ricans in Chicago, Boston, Cleveland, and other cities are expected to join in the march. New York's Governor Nelson Rockefeller has called for an Office of Executive Management to bring greater efficiency into the federal government. The Republican presidential candidate says the government now is run on a makeshift basis, and Rockefeller says the system is neither rational nor tolerable. He issued the statement in New York before leaving for a campaign tour of the far west. A 61-year-old Gloversville man drowned today when he lost his balance and fell into the water as he was working on a dock in the Sacandaga Reservoir in Fulton County. State police say Hector Grissett of Gloversville lost his balance as he was working in the Mayfield Yacht Club at Mayfield and fell into the water. Civil defense divers recovered the body in 18 feet of water. Authorities say Grissett was a non-swimmer. Rochester police say they have arrested a 20-year-old Rochester youth on arson charges after an early morning fire today that forced the Rochester Business Institute to close until June 3rd. Officials said fire damage was confined to the auditorium, but extensive smoke damage has caused them to cancel classes. And Canadian authorities say a 24-year-old New York City man will face arraignment tomorrow in Welland, Ontario on charges of selling $72,000 of LSD. A spokesman for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said it is against the policy of the Mounties to divulge the identity of the suspect before arraignment. However, he confirms that the name is John Staley of New York. It was published in local newspapers in Canada. Now, the weather for the WGY area. Currently, it's mostly cloudy. The temperature is 60 degrees. The humidity is 40%, and the barometer reads 30.11 inches, and it's rising. The forecast, increasing cloudiness tonight, lowest temperatures in the 40s. Monday, considerable cloudiness with a chance of rain developing during the afternoon and continuing at night. Highest temperatures tomorrow in the 60s. Lowest Monday night in the 40s. Tuesday, variable cloudiness with a chance of a few scattered showers. High temperature in the 60s. The precipitation probability for the Capital District, 10% tonight. 50% tomorrow, and 70% tomorrow night. The present temperature again is 60 degrees. Repeating the top story of the hour, heart transplant patients in Brazil and in Virginia, both in satisfactory condition. This is Bruce Hutchison with WGY News up to the minute. The time now is 6:21, time for Wilma Sauce and her pocketbook edition of the news, followed by Meet the Press today with California Governor Ronald Reagan.
Now, the most talked about woman on Wall Street, Wilma Sauce, and her pocketbook edition of the news.
Thank you. It happened at LaGuardia Airport. We had just gotten back from attending the Ford and General Motors stockholder meetings in Detroit. My companion was a successful investor. She has more than $2 million invested in stocks. She's lived in France. She understands the gold situation better than some bankers. The turmoil in France, factory shutdown, mean losses for American companies over there. We both prefer to be invested to holding dollars, but we were saying that it isn't easy at this point to decide where and in what to put dollars. Waiting for a taxi, my companion said, I wonder what the stock market did today. A taxi driver answered, it went up. He was bursting with information. Are you in the stock market, I asked. Am I in the market? Am I in the market, he replied. How would you like to own a stock that went up from 4 to 137? I got the tip from a man who rode in my cab. He named a stock neither of us had ever heard of. Do you still have it, my friend asked. Nope, sold out at 90, he said, satisfied. I'm sending my boy to college on it. Opening the door of the cab for us, he named another stock we'd never heard of. Beaming, he advised, ladies, buy it at 8. It will surely go to 20, positively. And he slammed the door, and we said to each other, 1929, all over again.